start now. I hope other people will join. I'm going to tell about myself, my own introduction. I'm a non-dual life coach and a founder of SWA. I have done my post-graduation in Sanskrit with a specialization in Vedic studies and philosophy from Jadavpur University, India. After completing my post graduation, I worked with a few projects on Vedic technical terms of mathematics and architecture, which is related to ancient science and technologies. Last few years, I have been researching on non-duality, especially the Advaita Vedanta and the human mind. My philosophy is to give ideas to society on how to get a non-dual approach to daily lifestyle. Initially, my focused work is on depression, anxiety, panic attacks, kind of mental disorders, and also psychosomatic problems. So, psychosomatic problems are related to mental illness, but we think the problem is in our body. My organization, SWA, is working with non dual philosophy. It is working with both mind wellness and self awareness. Why we need the mind wellness? Because if the chaos mind does not settle down, it is not possible to discover the self power that we have within us. So, it is an initiative to help people understand and get that awareness. I am also working on some publications on non dual lifestyle. One of those books is coming in the next couple of months. I'm going forward to my today's agenda. I hope you can see on your screen. That is the master class today about the unmasking your fear. The first is I will going to explain what is non-duality. Then I will going to explain why I gave this class named the Unmask Your Fear. How does fear get into our minds? What kind of fear do we face in our daily life? How fear affects our body and mind? And at the end, how to be fearless by practicing a non dual lifestyle and achieve your purposeful living. So, what is non duality? I'm starting with an introduction of non duality because you could not get the subject how to unmask your fear without any introduction of non dual philosophy. I want to explain this theory that being fearless it is based on my research on the philosophy of non duality or Advaita Vedanta. This school of studies has a tradition of between teachers and students. In our present life, it is like a coach or consultant and the clients. The theory of non duality shows us our true nature of self and what we really are. If you realize your true self, if you can be aware of your own being, it is always easy to find the false or the lies that are attached in your mind. Before I start, I want to explain that what is non-duality that I said before. In short, the word non-duality means not two. So if you break the word non-duality, you will get that not the duality, not two. Why not two? Non-dual philosophy states that there is only one reality. But the way we see this world, it appears to us with many differences, plurality, right? The world consists with nature, animals, small insects, and most importantly, we the human beings. Most complex creatures, I think. different in colors, behaviors, and with a tremendous complex mind. The mind is also filled with emotional diversities like fear, anger, hatred, sorrow. Also, happiness is there. And with all this diversity, a theory, the non dual theory, is asking that everything belongs to the state of oneness. There is only one reality. I know this is strange, but this is the ultimate truth. Because underneath this all differentiations, there is only one thing. Behind of all this, there is only one reality, one existence consciousness bliss. That is the self, our own self. So the self only appears as many in the world. I'm not going to explain more about this non-dual philosophy today. We connect, you can connect me later if you have any further questions about this philosophy. I'm just moving to the next point. I will try to give an example before to clarify the statement of the non-duality that gave us what is the self, that existence consciousness bliss. What is that statement? It is important to learn about yourself to realize that your fear is not the real thing, but your fear is your ignorance. What ignorance? That you are a witness only. You are not your body and mind. And the most interesting part is you don't need to believe in this theory, because non-dual philosophy or Advaita Vedanta does not ask anyone to believe it, but to explore the knowledge. This philosophy is a path of knowledge and enquiry. Every step of this theory is based on philosophical inquiry. Let me come to the point about the self or the witness. So, non duality teaches that the self is an existence, right? Because if you exist, then this world exists. Everything exists. Without your existence, nothing can be exist. Even the all mental psychic drama that we face every day, our fear, panic, horror, depression, our loneliness, everything exists only based on the self existence. If I don't exist, then this everything cannot be exist. But mind it, this I or existence that I am is not my body or mind. The self is only the witness. Let's think about an example here. If you are your body, then why does your body changes? I am Haimanti. I was a baby, then I was a kid, then a teenager, and followed by my adult, middle-aged, and into the old age. Every time my body is changing, but who is experiencing these changes? Did the experiencer behind all ages changed? No. My body changes. My mind also changes. In a single day, we experience so many changes in our mind. Sometimes excited, sometimes we feel happiness, lazy, sometimes also sad, afraid. So many emotions we are facing even in a single day. But behind these all changes, one existence consciousness remains the same. That I. That I never changes. That is the true self. That's why non-dual philosophy says that your self is existence, consciousness, and bliss. Nowadays, there are actually a lot of studies going on about these consciousness studies. And what Vedanta states, this consciousness is you yourself is one pervading witness and existence. So now I'm moving to the next thing, that why I named this class as Unmask Your Fear. Do you know that how this word mask came from? The word personality. The personality means our character or our nature. But this word originally came from the Latin word persona. Persona means mask. When people wear a mask, behind the mask is their own face. Same in daily life, our daily life. Our any kind of mental trouble, depression, anxiety, loneliness, our stress, even our panic, misery, everything is like our mask. The root of all mental trouble and sickness is our fear. And I should mention the another point that is the highest truth of our fear. It is the death. We all are running from fear of death. It is strange, I know. You may think that you don't have any thought about your death. Even you don't think about death. But give yourself a time and think more deeply. The fear of death is the most pervasive power in your life, the most dangerous fear in your life. And because we have a fear of death, we followed by that. All these activities that we are doing every day only for protecting our this physical body and mind. Tell me one thing, why do we eat? Why do we breathe? For each and every basic need that we are fulfilling is from our fear of death. So people are running from fear of death in the subconscious mind and creating a pattern after pattern of psychic challenges. Now, how does this fear get into our minds? Fear is a root cause of all suffering, all misery. We suffer for our body mind, and the sources of all misery and suffering is fear. All the fear we have in our minds is the result of our past experiences. Experience creates thoughts. Whenever a thought arises in the mind, it leaves a mark in our mind. Any thoughts? How many thoughts did you have today? Can you imagine? Since the morning? So many thoughts. Our every thought is leaving a mark on our minds. We couldn't even count how many marks we have. So we need to slow down and reflect upon this. In Advaita Vedanta or Indian non-dual philosophy called, this is the impression. Fear causes something that we relate with previous experiences, and also we create a pattern of imagination on the basis of our previous experiences inside our mind. How are we having this experience? We are having it by our 5 sense organs. Human mind has that quality to be afraid of new situations. Now just think, right after birth, a baby cries. Why? because it is unusual for her that everything is new, and when she gets close to mom's heart, or listen to her voice, immediately the baby stops crying. So, starting from the first day in the world, we get fear. We get fear of anything new. The human mind is trained to stay in a comfort zone. In the most current example, we all know that we are watching pandemic news. How? We are using our two sense organs. We are hearing news, we are watching, and we are assuming that we will be affected by COVID-19 and started panicking. You have may heard a lot of people lost their job because of that. Maybe your very near friend who lost a job. Hence, you have started panic even for your own existing job. People at this situation is and everything that is real. And what we need to do? We need to follow the proper pandemic guidelines and stay in our daily routine. There is no meaning to be afraid by thinking those thoughts, not being scared or panicked. What about the other causes of fear? Do you know the very most common fear is fear about ghosts? Yes, who are actually afraid of ghosts, it's very dangerous for them. One of my very known person, he confessed that when he is alone, he feels like all ghosts are roaming around him. It's not funny. This is reality. It happens. People get a panic attack by only imagining. Why? Because somewhere he heard or watched something related to ghosts and his mind creates a pattern of imagination. Imagination of ghost. A lot of us, we are scared to start something new in our own life. But we don't get the courage to start because we assume some danger of failure. In the future, we may fail if you start something new. It's a fear of uncertainty or fear of failure. Here also, we create a pattern, assuming some danger. Now see, everywhere we are creating a pattern of fear in your mind. We do collect experiences from the outside world, but the fear we are creating, that is in our minds. It is only by us. This is called superimposition. Suppose in the dark, if you see a rope, you assume it is a snake and get scared because your mind has an impression about the snake that looks similar to the rope. And when you put a light on the snake, what you get? You discovered that there is a rope. So is it that the rope became a snake? Or the snake became a rope after you put the light? No. In reality, there is no existence of a snake. Only the rope. The snake is in your mind. And you create a fear of thought about the snake that is lying there. Fear is also like a snake in your mind. Fear is not the reality. It is only your brainchild. It is your imagination. You are creating in your mind. So, the all responsibilities of your panic attack or your health issues belongs to you only. Try to get this with another view. If one of your friends has a fear of darkness or fear of height and you don't have one, You are not afraid about dark or going for a hiking, but your friend has. At the same time, one thing appears differently for different persons. How could be it is real? But if two people are standing in front of a sea and watching waves after waves, that is reality. For both of them, that is true. But the same fear is not true for different people. So, first understand that fear is not a problem from the outside world or your society. No one or any situation is not giving you fear. You are creating or assuming in your mind. What kind of fear do we face in our daily life? It is countless. How many kinds of fears we have in our daily life, we cannot imagine that. I'm just mentioning few of them. Like many of us, we face the fear of being judged. People don't get the courage to do something new or take any challenge that they like to do only because of being judged by someone else. Or sometimes it happens of fear of failure, fear of our future uncertainty or about our job, fear of ghost also, or fear of animal is also a big problem for sometimes some people. People are scared to be alone, feel lonely for any kind of the wrong relationship. People don't get even involved with new relationships because of fear of rejection. And even mostly, we are almost all afraid of our old age, the most uncertain future. Do you know that how this fear affects your body and mind? Research says that people get initially depression, anxiety, get panic attack from fear is very common in the field of psychology. We know about phobias. Even if there is nothing to get scared about, people collapse because of phobia. People also have psychosomatic problems where they think that they have a problem with the body like headache or chest pain, tummy ache. But if clinically they get tested, they don't have any problems. It is all okay. It is all normal in our daily life. It happens. And also, it is not a disease. Mostly psychic drama, psychic problems. And the root cause for all this fear, all this misery is only the fear. Then, how to be fearless? How to practice or how to get a non-dual lifestyle and achieve your purposeful living? First thing that is most important in non-dual thinking is be conscious. Be conscious of what you think. What is the reality behind your fear? Don't react immediately, but give yourself time and observe the reality. Now, just get two very important points. That number one is, can you stop experiencing your fear? You cannot stop. Your experiences is just coming. You cannot stop them. Whatever is happening in the world, you cannot change the world. Understand that. Buddha said that all is pain, all is impermanent. Whatever is happening, you cannot stop that. It is not possible to overcome your fear. I repeat that. It is not possible to overcome your fear. But yes, it is possible to observe your fear and make yourself detach from the fear. So, non-dual philosophy, that's why it says that being witness of fear. And point number 2 is fear does not happen in real life. Fear is your imagination. If you got a cut on your hand, do you get fear? No. You just get pain over there, right? You get pain and then you start assuming what can happen after it does not cure. That can be is your fear. Fear is always in your mind and uncertainty. Then how to be fearless? How to be free from a fearful mind? And how a non-dual lifestyle could be. I will again take you back to the first half of the lecture where I mentioned that self is only the observer, witness. It is pervading consciousness and existence. If only you will remain resting in consciousness, seeing yourself as distinct from the body, then even now you will become happy, peaceful, and free from all bonds. That is the statement from directly non-dual philosophy. Also, the bond of what? Bond of your ignorant mind. Vedanta says that you are unattached and formless. So, be happy and be fearless. And yes, it is possible to get that reality. I am again repeating the word that the witness. It is possible to get that. So, if the fear is your problem being witness is the solve. Fear is your problem, and how to get beyond of the fear? The solve is you are the witness. The solution is inside you only. Whenever the problem comes, the problem is related to your fear or anxiety. Depending on any situation, you, that true yourself, the ever witness, will not get disturbed. That is the truth of unmasking your fear. Being a witness, you can solve your problems and realize that you don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be afraid of anything, and you can be free from all psychic suffering. And this is, I assure that this practice of non-dual lifestyle, practice of being witness to your life, will recondition your mind. You will be able to feel the incredible changes in your mind and feel the supreme joy, a joy of being detached from all fear. I really appreciate all of your participants, and this class is in very limited time, so it is not possible to explain more about this. I know this is, maybe you are interested about this. So a non-dual lifestyle is a process of learning and meditating on the subject. This, the non-duality, end with the realization. So you need a guide or coach to understand that. It is always possible to be fearless by practicing a non-dual lifestyle and achieve your purposeful living. Obviously, you will find the joy, victory over suffering, free from any bondage of mind. So, if you have any questions, you can email me. You will get my email address on your screen, that saw.theory@gmail.com. And also, if you want to discover more about witness consciousness, feel free to contact me. Non-dual lifestyle is a journey to knowledge from ignorance. You need to learn and practice. A coach to achieve a non-dual lifestyle with the help of the primary ancient texts. I do work against psychic troubles like panic attack, anxiety, or depression. So, if you know anyone or any of your friends who need help, please feel free to share my email. This non dual consultancy is absolutely best on the self discovery. I take coaching sessions on Zoom meeting, and each session in 1 hour. So you can contact me on my email, or you can also follow me on my Facebook page, Insta, or LinkedIn. So